Boundless RV. I'm here with Mark from Featherlite.
Yeah.
How you doing, Mark?
Welcome.
Thank you. We're here at the Tampa RV Super Show 2020, and Mark has been kind enough to take some time from his day and give us a full tour of this 2020 H3 quad slide conversion. So I'm not the expert on it. He is. I'll let him take it away.
Sure. So one of the things that's going to be different when you see a Featherlite coach, so we will take a Prevost coach and we do the conversion work on the shell. The first things that you'll see when you walk up to a Featherlite is a lot of differences from the other conversion companies. We build in-house our own front and rear caps that integrate into the coach and the awning, so we have a very sleek appearance on the outside. We take off all the Prevost marker lights, so we put in smoke lens colored LED marker lights along the top of the coach, and then on the side we take off the orange large marker lights, and we will add in more LEDs with chrome bezels, and then we also paint in the handles on our coaches. So you're putting a fairly large expense into a paint scheme on one of these coaches, so we like to try and make sure that everything blends and looks a certain way on a Featherlite coach. Awnings on this are both sides, full length. They are 4-stage awnings. Of course, they're LED lighted with RGBs, and then you've got RGB LED lighting underneath. Entertainment center, you've got a 49-inch Samsung 4K HD with Sonos soundbar and subwoofer.
That's all wireless, right? The Sonos is wireless?
It is wireless.
Okay.
And then with this coach, it's what we call a Generation 2 intuitive coach, so the electronic controls for the entire coach operate on panels inside the coach or an iPad, so you can bring your iPad out here and your RTI remotes and control all your AV equipment outside.
Okay. And now we'll step inside and you can give us like a tour inside.
Sure.
It's a little more quiet, and then maybe we'll just do a general outside. That's
Sure.
cool with you, all right?
Yeah, perfect.
Cool. We'll be back shortly. So I was just commenting to Mark how quiet it is in here. You probably picked up a little bit of the background noise when we're outside, but we're inside now and the door is closed and you can't even hear anything outside. So you want to touch a little bit on like what's going on here, why it's so quiet?
Sure. So these coaches come with a higher insulation level than what you would traditionally see in an RV. So the shell itself is it's an incredible structure. It's a monocoque structure that Prevost builds. It's a 0 tolerance jig that they will put together the entire shell, and then it has insulation. Then when we get it, we continue to add additional layers of insulation. The glass is a little bit different, and then we take the glass and we also add an IR and UV rejecting coating to the glass. It's a ceramic coating, and then we do the same thing with a special paint onto the roof of the coach. So you end up with different layers, and the layers tend to reduce the sound, so you have a very serene environment inside your coach.
And now just look at some of these details in here. I mean, look at the ceiling up here, and just the LED lighting coming in through the ceiling. You know, the panels. Just look at all this is wallpaper.
It's a material.
Like a vinyl.
It's a material. It's
I mean,
not a vinyl, but it's a material.
The fit and finish is just outstanding. Nice hardware. I mean, it's quite beautiful.
Yeah, so the coaches, like in our coaches, when we build our coaches, we 3D CAD design everything, and then these ceilings, there are a couple layers. The HVAC system and the ducting is designed around the actual ceiling panel design of the coach. Then we build in these ceiling panels, and we hide all the HVAC ducting, so you don't really see
it right here, right?
That.
That's going to be the ducting.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah,
and then
nice.
The other things that are somewhat different with our coaches, you're going to have very, very large drawers. They're all maple dovetail construction. They're all soft close drawers. And then in addition to that, when you start the engine to leave, you will have an auto locking system that will lock all these drawers shut.
And that's all by the air system? Is that what controls
No, we
it?
don't use air. We use electric systems. So our feeling is that when you're using an electric system, be it for locking your drawers in place or your pocket doors, we can control it better. So we can make that door It's pinch protected, and it does variable speed. So when it shuts, it's very, very quiet. When it opens, it's very, very quiet. And then if there was ever a failure with the electrical system, you can still push the door open so you wouldn't be trapped, say, in a bathroom. And in an air system, if something went wrong with the air system, you could actually be trapped inside that bathroom, and you need outside assistance to get out of there. Okay. So electrical is a better way, in our opinion, for that system.
Awesome. What I really like about this rig, you'll see on some of the converters that they're almost over the top. Like it's like almost like really gaudy looking. Like this is very clean and modern, and I really like that.
Thank you.
There's no like, you know, it doesn't look like a Vegas penthouse almost. It's just really clean and modern, and it's very roomy in here.
Yeah, this is a traditional look for Featherlite. Featherlite, our motto is always to be elegant without ostentation. So this look of this coach is something that you would find pretty much throughout the Featherlite coaches that we've been building.
And then what are some of the, you want to touch on some of the appliances you have here?
Yep, so Viking, microwave convection, you've got a, this is a Kenyon induction cooktop. Of course, you've got your dish drawer from Fisher & Paykel in here. And then you've got a large French door refrigerator with a water dispenser from Fisher & Paykel as well. Some of the other unique features that you're going to find on a Featherlite coach. So I will kind of walk back a little bit towards the front. So this is an all-new control system. And these panels, you will find them throughout the inside and the outside of the coach. So from these panels, we can control a multiple grouping of functions, and they're kind of logically laid out. So lights and shades, all your temperature and your AC controls are all on here.
There's 4 ACs up top.
Yep, 4 ACs. So if you want to watch TV, you can go to the AV page, and then you'll see the 65-inch Samsung 4K drops down. And that, again, is Sonos sound and subwoofer. So this control system is something that we've created. Nobody else has this, and you can really control basically everything on the coach, from your awnings to your slide outs. You can see everything that's going on in your coach. You can see how your batteries are performing. You can go in and see your tanks. You can push.
It tells you exactly percentage.
Where
it's
you're
not
at.
like a quarter. It tells you exactly percentage, which is nice. Now, what size tanks are on here?
So you'll have 163 fresh tank.
Okay.
And then it breaks out. I think it's like 80 and 60.
Is that for the black and the
for
black
gray
and
then black? Yeah.
Okay, but it's 160 on
163 on the fresh.
Yeah, that's a good amount of time if you want to boondock.
You do, and these coaches really are set up for that. So a lot of our clients, especially like in the racing community, you know, they will go somewhere and they may not have power.
Right.
So you've obviously got, you know, your 4 ACs and everything that you're running inside your coach. You'll run off your batteries. Your gen set is a 20 kW gen set in a hush box. It will auto start when it needs to maintain things. And then we add in a system so that you have a redundancy. So if something ever went wrong with your generator, you can start your coach's engine and everything will run through that engine.
And now, is there an option for solar on here, or does it come standard with solar?
So we've looked at solar a number of times, and really you can't put enough capacity up onto the top of the coach to really make it pay off. So you're almost adding extra expense and things to the coach that you're not going to get the benefit of.
So the 20K generator will certainly generate enough power for probably this coach and the line next to it too. All right, cool. So you said there's a bath in it. So, so this fold out? I'm sorry.
So layout wise, what we did with this coach, we actually put the bath and a half in the middle. So what happens is you've got this overnight bed here, so your guests can be out here, and then the half bath resides right here. And what you can do is, your guests now have access to the half bath. You can keep the full bath and the master stateroom to yourself when you need to.
And that's electric also, right?
That is electric. And then you'll have another door here. So now when this pocket door is closed, the owners back in their master stateroom now still maintain their privacy. Their overnight guests can now come in and shower without interrupting anybody in the master bedroom. And of course, in the shower, you get to enjoy a beautiful high-def TV mounted in the wall.
Look at this.
With a rainfall shower head and a shower tower system.
I like the tile work on there.
Thank
The
you.
mosaic tile work, very nice.
We have a great designer.
I like the sound system too. It sounds like we're in a movie theater.
Yeah. So in the master stateroom, you're gonna have a split king bed with power head and leg raise. You'll have a nice bench with drawer storage underneath. For entertainment, obviously you've got Sonos soundbar and subwoofer, and then we like to keep as much glass in the coach as we can, so we take the TV and put it on the power raise system, so that if you want to watch it, obviously you can, but if not, you just want to have that natural light coming into the coach, then that's easy to do as well. For storage space, we've got a cedar line hanging locker on this side with a wall safe in it.
How deep is that safe?
That's a darn good question. No one has ever actually asked that.
Because that's something I would actually use.
Yeah.
I wonder how deep that is.
And then behind you, right here, we've got another large cedar line closet with dual hanging with lighted bars.
Okay. And in the back, you have some more storage.
We do. So the backs of the Prevost coaches are a little different because of their exhaust stack. So that back area back there, you really can't do too much with. So on this one, what we did was we put the stack washer dryer back in here, and then you'll have some storage area here, and then you'll have a little pull out as well, right here.
And then you have multiple. This, I'm assuming this is all storage here.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
have
we
multiple
tuck as much storage as we can everywhere we can.
storage underneath. Check this out if you want to get this. Is pretty cool. So see how it goes flush, then you pull it out. I like that. Cool little touch there. Very nice, very nice. So let's talk about, I guess, some power numbers on this thing. What is the towing capacity? You know, horsepower, torque.
Sure. So the Prevost, they use the Volvo power plant in their coaches. They're actually owned by Volvo, so it's a 500 horsepower
Go away
Volvo
from the
engine.
music.
Torque figures are, oh man, you stumped me again. I believe it's 1780 feet-pounds of torque. So the coach, these coaches are incredibly torque rich, is what you really need to get the coach up and moving.
Okay.
The horsepower, a lot of people tend to focus on a higher horsepower number, but it's that lower,
You want the
it's
torque.
that torque,
Of
it's that
course.
lower end push from the torque that really makes it
Yeah,
work.
the weight on this thing, I'm assuming, is 50+ thousand. I would imagine.
It's probably right around 51, almost 51.
What would be the tow capacity on this?
These coaches can tow 20,000 pounds.
Okay, so that's a stacker trailer filled up, no problem. And you said you have some racing. I'm assuming like NASCAR, car racing,
We do.
motocross.
We do. There's a fair number of our coaches live within the NASCAR community because it's such a serene environment inside the coach, and because they're made to go on. I mean, these things have to perform in that environment every single weekend. It has to be right. So, it's a significant investment for them, but it pays off in the long run for them.
Now, as far as if somebody wants to get into a coach like this, this is I'm assuming upwards of $2 million, correct? A four slide.
Yep.
And now, do you guys offer like a used program?
We do. So I've got coaches right now in inventory that range anywhere from 2002 all the way up to the brand new ones.
Okay.
So you can really get into a coach, for mid twos.
Really?
In that 2002
Maybe looking when we
range.
upgrade our new Mark.
Yeah, it's and the thing is that these coaches live differently because they're built differently and they live differently. The longevity of the interiors and the exteriors is much greater than a traditional Class A. So if you looked at a 10-year-old Featherlite coach versus a 10-year-old motorhome, they're very, very different animals.
Right. And now, as far as servicing on this, right? When you buy a Featherlite, whether it's a 2002 or 2020, how does the servicing work? Does it have to go to Featherlite? Like, how does that work?
Yeah, so we have two locations. We have the factory in Suffolk, Virginia, and we
Okay.
perform service work there. And then in Sanford, Florida, we have a sales and service center there. But we have a network of providers for service across the country that we talk to regularly. They understand our coaches. We keep them trained up on the latest things that we're doing. So they're always in the loop on that, and that's easy to find on our website. And then, of course, with the Prevost chassis, you've got Prevost's network of providers across the country as well.
And now, if someone wants to purchase a new Featherlite 2020, what is the process? Like, how long does it take from, do you sit down with a designer? How does that work?
Yeah, so if someone wants to build a custom coach, the first thing that we have to do is we have to figure out at what point in time in Prevost production slots can we get the coach that they need.
Okay.
And that'll depend on Prevost production, how many slides the customer might want. Do they want a custom paint job? Do they want a Prevost paint job? So those factors go into that. Actual build time itself is roughly 24 to 26 weeks to build a coach.
Okay.
And then there's a few months ahead of that where you're working with our designer. Our designer contacts the customer, finds out what kind of designers they already have in their homes, what kind of resorts that they've been to that they loved. And then we generate different sample packages for them to look at with interior schemes, and we just slowly work through the process there of finding them the interior that's going to meet their desire.
And now if a person wants, a custom, like nothing that you guys have designed before, I guess as long as they're willing to pay for it, you guys can kind of make it.
We have an engineering team, so as long as it will not go outside of the bounds of what's illegal to put onto the highway, then we're fine with that. We've been building all kinds of coaches, from corporate coaches where you've got medical device manufacturers that use them for training, to obviously these lovely motorhomes. And everybody, when you get to this point, they really want what they want, and we respect that, and we do everything we can to help them achieve their goals.
Awesome.
Bathroom?
Yeah, is that the half bath here?
That's just one thing we didn't get, so we want to get a nice look at that.
So I thank you for your time. We're going to take some shots around, if you don't mind, and we'll do a walk around outside. But it's been great, very informative. I'm sure our subscribers will appreciate this. And I thank you for your time.
Hey,
and
we appreciate you coming out and seeing us.
Yeah, and guys, the description will be below, and the link to Featherlite's website. And if you want, I'll throw your information on there also. You let me know off camera.
Yeah, today's only Wednesday, so they're here till...
Right.
Right?
Reach out to Mark if you're interested in a Featherlite, and set up an appointment with him. So for myself, Mark, MJ, who's behind the camera, we thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on there.